Have you ever wondered about the differences between a React functional component and a plain old JavaScript function that returns a React element? If so, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into this topic to clarify any confusion. I totally get it. Many developers find themselves asking whether there's a real difference between these two approaches. You're not alone in this quest for clarity, and it's a common question in the React community. Here's the specific question we're tackling today. A user asked about defining a simple React functional component versus a plain old JavaScript function that returns a React element. They want to know if there are any effective differences between these calling styles beyond just syntax aesthetics. So what's the deal? The React version is indeed just a normal JavaScript function, but it takes in an object instead of a string. This can lead to different behaviors when used in a React context, especially regarding how React optimizes rendering. And stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of when to use each approach and how it might affect your React applications. First, let's clarify the differences between the two functions. The user has defined a React functional component, greeter1, which takes an object as a prop. In contrast, greeter2 is a plain JavaScript function that takes a string directly. Next, when using these functions within a React expression, the user can call them in different ways. The user should note that greeter1 can be used as a component, while greeter2 is called like a regular function. Now, regarding performance and behavior, when using greeter1 as a component, React optimizes rendering by checking if props have changed. This means that if the props remain the same, React can skip re-rendering that component. On the other hand, when using greeter2 directly, React does not apply the same optimizations. Each time greeter2 is called, it creates a new element, which can lead to unnecessary re-renders. In conclusion, while both styles are valid, using greeter1 as a component is generally preferred in React for better performance and optimization. The user may enjoy the flexibility of greeter2, but they should be aware of the potential performance implications. Fun fact, did you know that React was originally developed by Facebook to solve their own complex UI challenges? Now it's a go-to library for developers everywhere. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. This user highlights that component functions are generally faster than class components since React version 16. They also mention that calling a component function directly is much faster than using JSX or React.createElement. However, they note that this performance difference usually doesn't impact how we write code, as JSX remains quite readable. The user acknowledges the value of calling functions directly for composition and functional programming techniques. They also mention that plain functions may be faster than component functions, but they haven't explored this in depth. Ultimately, they emphasize that optimizations like should component update and memoization are crucial, regardless of the function type used. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. A user found a relevant discussion on GitHub regarding the differences between calling a React functional component and a plain JavaScript function. They noted that while you can call a component directly as a function, this approach may not work well for more complex components that utilize state or effects. React requires the element returned from React.createElement to manage these features properly. In simple cases, calling a component as a function may yield the same UI result, but it bypasses React's lifecycle management. If the component has state or effects, this could lead to unexpected behavior. Therefore, it's advised to use caution when opting for this approach. Here's a takeaway. If you prefer functional programming techniques like currying, using plain functions can be beneficial. Just be mindful of the potential performance implications in larger applications. And there you have it. Now you understand the differences between a React functional component and a plain old JavaScript function. If you found this video helpful, Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and tips on React development.